Hi, today we're going to read Chapter 3 in my novel, Robert Droll. We continued on from 2 last time, quite predictably. But anyways, here we go with Chapter 3. Chapter 3 is titled New Digs. Boxes were being set down in his new family room by various foreign men. They were volunteers that Robert figured must have been affiliated with a benefactor that had left him the house. Robert recalled that Edward had been from an Eastern European country. Romania, that was it. Maybe these men were also immigrants from there. Just through the semi-recently dusted wood blinds, Robert could see his old house across the street and down. He'd inherited up. This house had over 1,000 square feet on his 900 square foot hovel. It had gone through various add-ons and renovations. The house had 3 floors, modern amenities, and even a few choice pieces of furniture were left behind. Old Edward's house had been built of finer materials and on a plot of land more than double the size of Robert's former shack. This new home stood out on the block. "Can I get any of you guys something to drink?" Robert asked of his moving assistants. He knew he ought to be as polite as possible when strangers lent a helping hand for free, but they treated his offer as though it was wholly unintelligible. He even felt that they were aggravated with his attempt to be cordial, as if they served a master who required that they refuse any gratuity, and would find out if they accepted it. "All right, well, it's in the kitchen if you change your mind." They continued dropping off boxes in parts of the house where he instructed them. The books all went into a very adequate study that his new house possessed. His clothes went into a master bedroom which looked the way he thought a real master bedroom ought to. Seeing the boxes in this light, he was happy to believe that he'd actually be unpacking them. This house was a far better candidate for putting down roots than his former one ever was. Robert put out 4 glasses on the kitchen table and a jar of ice, plopped one of his jugs of sugar water down next to them, and left it all out without saying anything. He was in such a good mood, he thought, let them be affronted by my generosity. He returned to the master bedroom as it was the most comfortable temperature in the house. Having no major exposure to the sun, it kept cooler in the summer. He could imagine many future days in this room. At the window he could see down into his new backyard. He was reminded all of a sudden it had a nice backyard. This could become the site of summer get-togethers, barbecues, birthdays, anything. Robert would be able to do what he couldn't have done before, host at a home that was suitable for entertaining. Robert bid the movers goodbye when they seemed to be milling around in the front yard, looking done with their jobs, and perhaps done with Robert. That was fine by him. Don't let the door hit you on the way to wherever. 5 minutes after they'd gone, Robert didn't think he could picture one of their faces to save his life. The end of Chapter 3.